All right. So I am here in the studio with the Brazen Youth. They're an indie rock band from Connecticut, currently performing shows across the U.S. with their new EP, 15 Billion Eyes. I was lucky enough to see them at the Pinhook Sunday. Amazing. So nice, you guys.
Thank you.
So here they are, the Brazen Youth. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Thank you for having, especially so last minute. We appreciate you having us.
Yeah, my pleasure. But if you guys want to introduce yourselves and maybe say what you do in the band.
All right, I'm Nick. I play guitar and sing in the band.
I'm Micah. I drum.
And I'm Charlie, and I play keys and sing in the band.
So you guys just came out with 15 Billion Eyes. And so kind of the first question I thought of when I saw that record was where the title came from, because it's pretty specific, if there's a story to that at all.
It's just the population of Earth, times 2.
Oh.
It's just the eyes on Earth.
Oh, that makes so much sense.
It was originally called 14 Billion Eyes.
Then we did a quick Google search.
Yeah.
And
Round it up.
So how many people? It's like
7.5 billion, I think.
Yeah. Cool.
Good math.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so also the new EP, some of the songs on it, like No Cats, No Cradle and Contemplation Twilight, I feel like are kind of a bit of a divergence from your established sound, and that they're kind of more upbeat and a little folksier, I would say. Was that a conscious decision to kind of shift a little bit, or did it kind of just happen organically?
I guess we were kind of blending our oldest style of writing and then also trying to adventure on new territory simultaneously. A lot of our roots were in folk, and that probably doesn't come off in the Briscoe Man album or Primitive Initiative, but it's always been in us to churn out that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. And was that partially influenced from where you guys are from?
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
We live in
It's
Connecticut. It's not
Yeah.
like the Midwest, or it's not I don't know. It's not. We don't have a lot of country roots, but I think me and Nick certainly liked country a lot, and we were writing the songs, and Micah brought that upbeat aspect to it with his drum playing and stuff.
Absolutely.
Charlie also likes ragtime, piano too, which is pretty cool.
And do you have a favorite song from the EP, either in general or to perform?
Ooh, it's hard.
I like playing Cat Cradle a lot, live. I mean, my part on piano is really fun.
Mm.
So it really depends. Every instrument has its, for example, the song Antelope, for me it's pretty boring, but I really like playing it because it's just it's very calming.
Mm. You guys?
I like playing them all. I think in general, a lot of this EP, the arrangements were a little bit more thought out, and I would consider them to be a little bit more complex than our previous albums. So that's kind of fun, just to know that this particular part was written to exist in this song very intentionally, rather than just being in a song to kind of just fill in the space,
Mm-hmm.
We used to do a lot more of that. A lot of just walls of sound, and then just kind of whatever we're writing over it. Now we're kind of dissecting each track, really feeling how the piano and the bass and the guitar and drums are just locking in with each other.
Yeah, and building off of that, with our previous albums, we would record them first, and then we would come up with the live arrangement. Whereas with this album, we recorded a lot of it live, so a lot of it was sort of made with the intention of playing it live, playing it as it is. So with for example, with one of our older songs called Death Posed, we basically we have the recorded version, and we have a live arrangement that's just totally different, because it's really difficult for us, almost impossible to emulate the recorded version.
Right.
We probably
doing it
did
justice live.
We probably recorded 20 acoustic guitar tracks for that song.
Yeah.
Or a song like You'll Be Forever Nameless. It's a similar thing. I wish we had an orchestra of 20 really tight acoustic guitar players, but we're touring. There's no budget.
When I saw it, I thought it was sick last night.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
thank you.
Micah, do you have a favorite one to perform live?
Well, I would say I like playing all of them, honestly. Recently, though, I've been really into No Cat, No Cradle, I think. I think all my drum parts, at least for this EP, are a little more intricate. And I do like when we recorded, what Nick was saying, we came up with it pretty in a more of a live feel. And so, I don't know, playing it like in the studio, it's just like
It required a lot more chops for sure. Like we kind of outdid ourselves. Like we wrote these parts that we weren't necessarily good enough to play. So then we just had to step up our game a little bit before this tour.
Yeah.
Really, we did a lot of practicing.
Setting goals for yourselves.
yeah.
Okay, well, transitioning into the first song I want to play, I heard both of you guys say No Cats, No Cradle. So we can go ahead and play that one.
Cool.
So if everyone wants to check it out, it's from their new EP. Here it is.
You said here, why don't we shut up instead? There's so much left inside my head. My tea ducks, they're not punching bags. We speak, don't cry at ocean, just a creek. Well, I'm just trying to be realistic. New love will set out to seek. And I think that each week you'd have an even cleaner cheek. As I caress your fleeting crease, I won't force you to smile. And you pull like a dip. I see in the night sky forming a figure. And I love to watch you die. And we froze, we stole, we found that watering hole. We should have left it all alone. It wasn't ours to take home. We scream, we scratch, and microscopic ticks below. To our skin, unto our skull. What's the revolutionary goal? What's yours? What's mine? We paid our dues and gotta fight. Said I'm in this down to the right. Could retrace my own. I see your hands on the table. No can, no cradle. And I love you, and I love to lie.
That last song you heard was No Cat, No Cradle by the Brazen Youth. They're actually in studio answering some questions with me. So the next few questions I have are just kind of about the history of your band in general. I know, like, Nick and Charlie, you guys have known each other since the 8th grade. Do you want to talk a little bit about, like, the start of everything?
Sure. I guess I'll start, and if you want to like cut me off or anything, you can. Basically, like, I had this friend growing up named Ben, and he was like a really good friend of mine from when we were like 2 or 3. And Ben and Charlie are cousins, so I always kind of knew Charlie from like Ben's like birthday parties and stuff. And then
Nick thought I was the weird kid.
yeah,
Was that true, though?
I like knew all the presidents when I was really young, and Nick's first memory of me is me just saying, like, what was it? I was just walking around like, I know all the presidents.
We were in a hot tub. We were like 7, like in Ben's hot tub, and Charlie was like like kind of bragging about how he like could name all the presidents, and he was like, I bet I could hold my breath longer than you.
I guess I was that kid.
Yeah, and then like as you know, me and Charlie both like kind of individually started playing music, and then around 8th grade, I think Ben sort of like made the connection that we're both playing music and maybe we should start a group. So that's what we did.
Nice.
Yeah.
I guess a more recent history is in high school we all started recording at this farm, and that we all ended up moving there and living there for a few years, and that kind of became a home base for like a lot of the stuff we were doing and helped give an identity to the band.
Right. That sounds like so wholesome. Like we just all live on this farm and play music together. I love that. So like what has it been like kind of growing and working together for so long? Because like I have friends that I've known for a while and we're not in a band together, and it's still kind of like when you know someone for so long, it gets a little rough sometimes, you know?
Sure.
But what's that been like for you guys?
I feel like we all have a good creative relationship. I think that even when there's like, you know, we're in a van all day with each other, like we're gonna piss each other off, but I think that we all have a pretty strong creative relationship.
Yeah.
So that's always gonna be like the connecting thread.
Right.
And also like simply even as like songwriters, like Charlie and I have kind of known each other since our like almost like first songs that we've written, and it's really cool to watch like Charlie like progress as a songwriter, and it's kind of cool I sort of like hold myself to the standard. I don't know, I feel like I sort of like hold myself to the standard at which Charlie progresses as a songwriter, and it's a nice like piece of motivation, you know.
So do you like all contribute to the lyrics, or like how does that work?
Lyrics are pretty split. The arrangements or like the full band really just goes at it. But yeah, no, lyrics are pretty split. Usually it's like I'll come to the band with like a chord progression and some lyrics, or Nick will, and we'll go from there.
So you guys are playing shows while pursuing degrees. Can you talk about like what that's like to kind of balance? Because I'm a student and I like can't even imagine trying to do that.
I couldn't either, so I dropped out of school. I don't think I'll go back. If I graduate, I'll probably be like 40.
Like you don't.
Sure. I mean, I guess like for me, what was interesting and like the difference between Charlie and Nick. So I'm a year younger than them, and right after high school, I was telling you this last night. We all went on tour, and Charlie and Nick did like a semester and a year of school before we went on tour. So I think for me, going to school after we did all the tour stuff, like was very interesting because I was really like just in the tour mindset, and I like school, I do, but like I also think like I don't know, I had a lot of like qualms with it at the time, but ultimately after the semester ended, I thought it was like really good. But balancing it is honestly just like I don't know, just take it semester by semester, you know, because it's like really easy for me to go back. So I'm not really like thinking about like how I'm like balancing it. I'm just like kind of like when I'm in school, I'm in school. When I'm here, I'm like here, I guess, you know.
Yeah. I'm sure it's like really different vibes too.
Yeah, that's true. Just like, you know, I feel like on tour you're just like pretty independent. You're just going about like doing what you gotta do, you know, and like it's very one track, kind of like a very one track mindset, you know, just like get to point A to point B, you know. And then with school, it's just like you're in that one solitary space, I guess, and you know you're a student learning rather than being. I mean, in school you're definitely independent, but it's different, I think, you know.
I guess like the one thing I would say is adjusting like back and forth is not as difficult as I thought it might have been, which is cool.
Nice. So the last question I have before we play another song is, has traveling and performing been like how you imagined it would be when you first started together?
When I think about our perception of what we thought tour would be, I think about just the bands I was following, like when I was like 16 or no, I think like me and Nick think about the Districts a lot. We were a big fan of the Districts in high school, and they were like a band from like Lancaster that would just like play these dive bars all over the country, and we were like, that's sick, we should do that. And now we're kind of doing that, and you know, some shows are better than others, but in some ways is what you expect. But there's these funny little shows that just pop up, and you can't get ready for them.
Yeah.
Especially recently, our last probably like 80% of our last like 15 shows have been at venues we've never played before, and a lot of them have been at colleges. So it's really interesting. Like every night on this tour has been very different. So it's kept it very entertaining and fun, like memorable.
Do you ever get like nervous when you're in a new place and you don't know what to expect?
Yeah.
Honestly, at this point, I forget we're playing a show until like 20 minutes before we go on most of the time. I'm pretty. Like, we've probably played like 100 shows in the past year or two, and I don't know. I'm just like I love it, but like I don't feel nervous anymore. It's like I'm excited to play a set.
It's also it's a lot easier to find like comfort and stability in unfamiliar places, because like for example, the other day we were in Glassboro, New Jersey, and we had like 6 hours to kill.
Mm-hmm.
So we all just kind of like, Charlie and Gabe went to like a basketball court.
We found a brewery.
Yeah, there was like a brewery. Like I went to a cafe, and like I chilled in the student center for a while at the school we were playing at, and I don't know, it's wherever you can find a spot that you can just like chill, you take it.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, honestly.
Your standards go down a little bit for comfort, even for sleeping. Like
Yeah. Okay, great. Well, do you guys have any suggestions for a song you might want to play?
I'll put someone new off the new EP.
Sure.
Maybe
Contemplation.
Yeah, maybe Contemplation, because we I think it was mentioned. I think you mentioned it.
Yeah.
So here's the single off the new EP. It is Contemplation Twilight. Check it out.
in the draft, in the daytime, in the dead sky, in the words you preserve for the love you unearth. And through the stillness in the air, I am inspired, not concealed but revealed. Something real, something you feel, something is here. Something untouched inside your brain, not tamed, not contained, not misbehaved. It radiates the flame you encase, the flame you embrace, the flame you maintain, the flame that you stake into solid ground.
Hey everyone, I'm DJ Day-Jee. I am here with the Brazen Youth. They're in studio answering some questions with me. So this next set of questions, I have asked a lot about you guys' lyrics. Whenever I listen to new music, that's something I focus on a lot, and you guys have some pretty heavy lyrics sometimes. So I was wondering if you could kind of touch on the process of writing maybe some of those more emotional lines and where those concepts come from.
I could speak to No Cat, No Cradle. That was based off a Kurt Vonnegut book, Cat's Cradle.
Oh yeah, I've read that one. That's the only Kurt Vonnegut book I've ever read.
I don't know. I don't really have too much to say. It's not like I just like don't want to be pretentious, and it's just like the lyrics are the lyrics. It's just like what they just made sense at the time, and I just keep singing them.
Right.
Also, like sometimes, I think some of our best lyrics are the ones that are almost like more of like stream of consciousness lyrics. Like at least like from some of my songs, I feel like sometimes I think my best lyrics are the ones that I'll like surprise myself with. I'll just be like sitting and playing the guitar, and I'll just like kind of say something. And I'm like, oh wait, that's actually like not that bad. Yeah. I should keep this. Yeah. Sometimes they're just happy accidents, you know?
Because sometimes I wonder, like, you know, when you're listening to a song and you hear that one lyric that kind of like hits you, and I wonder if like when people are writing them, if that's the same thing that happens, that you're just like, ooh, like there it is, you know what I mean?
Sometimes it's super healing to write, and you just like when you can articulate what you really feel with words, it's like there's nothing like it. Especially when you do it in a way that just surprises yourself. Yeah. Just a phrasing you didn't think you could do, a wordplay off a melody or something. But
even like on top of like articulating feelings, a lot of it is discovering, like identifying feelings that maybe slipped from the unconscious in that process, you know, that maybe you wouldn't have been able to like admit to yourself otherwise in just like regular thought, you know?
Right.
Writing is like an inquiry to yourself. It's like you just kind of diving in, like you just feeling things you didn't know you feel, for sure.
Have you guys ever written a song about a specific person or experience that kind of like came back to bite you?
To bite?
Like an ex was like, hey, I know that's about me.
No.
Not to bite.
No.
Like, at least like, you know, there are some songs that I've written about specific people, and those people, most of them will like know that the songs are about them. It's usually fine. Thus far, I mean.
You're never offended.
No, I mean, I would never write like a diss track.
Yeah.
There are usually like songs like because I like think people are cool or like admire people or
yeah.
And do you have any like specific favorite lyrics that you guys have?
I mean,
I could say one of your favorite lyrics. You could say one of my favorite lyrics.
yeah.
That's interesting.
Because then it's not as.
Yeah, sure.
All right. I mean, I'm gonna take this back to the first album, Ever Dying Bristlecone Man. I really like the second verse of Center of Gravity. The line is, "And the kids play till they fall off their asses, and the dogs, they will run right past us the road again." And I really like that because the farm that Charlie grew up on, they would have farmers markets every Saturday. Whenever I hear that lyric, I just like picture the farmers market like perfectly, and being like 13, being at the farmers market. So that's really cool. It's very like nostalgic for me to hear that. And I don't know, paints the same picture every time, which is cool.
Yeah.
I don't. There's a lot of Nick's lyrics I love. I don't know. This one's gonna seem underwhelming, but some of my favorite lyrics of Nick's are like his most straightforward ones. Like, I am an antelope running from the hunter's gun. It's just like, that's like as clear as it can be. It's just like a good metaphor. Like, there's no crazy wordplay. It's just like, you're an antelope running from the hunter's gun. There's a lot in that phrasing.
Yeah. And that song is like really descriptive too. It's like a lot of imagery. So it's like a very like conjures a really specific image.
Also, the end of Contemplation Twilight is like has really beautiful lyrics.
I feel like you probably get this all the time, but the first time I heard Burn Slowly, I Love You, the actual lyric like burn slowly, when that gets dragged out, I was like, oh my gosh, because it felt like, I don't know, really genuine. And then also Figure in the Field, where you guys are saying you're not a flicker, you're the delight.
You are the daylight.
Oh, daylight? Oh my gosh. Well, that just blew my mind. Oh, that makes so much more sense, actually.
You are the delight.
Yeah.
That makes sense, yeah.
Maybe we should change it. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
The delight.
Well, I like daylight too, because that like fits into like the theme of the song more. Now that you say that, it makes a lot more sense. But I like that because it's like you're really trying to convince the person that's listening to it like of that fact.
It sounds like if the
Thank
Smiths
you.
did it. They'd be like, you
The
are the delight.
We like you. We appreciate it.
How about another song now?
Probably Burn Slowly if you want.
All right, so here it is. Check out the lyrics. It is Burn Slowly, I Love You.
I recognize you best in the fog. Your chest is heavy, your skin is thawed, tender as a rotten log. You would not see me like that. But you would seem a little like a pearl inside an oyster. Your cell phone list was light that dissipates into the moisture. Passerbys will look you by and see what I had figured. These boys with the heads so low that dicks got their own oxen. Natural light floods the streets in the hands of the bewildered. So don't you think about a day, don't you think that you belong? So riversides and rape house, good letters, play on. Don't you think you're fraudulent as agent
Hello, everybody. You're listening to WKNC FM HD1 Raleigh, and I'm DJ Day-Jee. That last song you just heard was Burn Slowly, I Love You by the Brazen Youth. They were nice enough to sit down with me for an interview, and here's the rest of that right now.
So for my last few questions, these are kind of more fun ones to like get to know you guys a little bit more. Just a general one to start off. Do you guys have any favorite stories from like traveling and playing together?
It's really long. I'll try to make it very concise. We played a show in Atlanta about a year ago actually, and it was like an awesome show. We were like so like happy, like proud of ourselves. And right as we were leaving the venue, we had a flat tire in our van, so like we had to call.
Driving.
Mike was driving, and we had to like call like AAA, and the AAA person came, and he like
it was like 3 a.m.
It was like 3 a.m. and he was like, yo, like I can't change this tire. Like you need like a special key. And then I think they like towed the car away to like an auto shop, and the auto shop was like, yeah, like we don't have the key either to like change this tire. Like you need to get it from the Ford dealership that doesn't open until Monday. And it was like a Friday night. So we ended up not being able to stay at our Airbnb that we had because it was like too late. And we got like a hotel at like 5 a.m. And some of us like ended up driving back to Connecticut, and the rest like just like stayed in Atlanta for a couple of days and waited for the van because we were taking 2 vehicles at that point. So
Wow.
yeah,
That sounds very stressful.
yeah, it was stressful. It was funny though, in retrospect.
Yeah.
It was during that hurricane. Which hurricane?
Yeah, it was during Hurricane Florence too.
Oh my
So that
God.
was happening too.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
We had a great time at Princeton the other night. It was just like
Yeah,
it
that
was the
sick.
latest show we've ever played.
Yeah.
It started. We went on at like 1:15. The show ended at like 3:15,
Jeez.
and then like we were up until like 4:30, just like hanging out, like partying with these kids. Like this, like it was awesome.
That's really
Sounds
fun.
awesome. So do you guys have any songs that like when you hear them immediately invoke nostalgia for you?
Anything from Briscone, man. Like Let Us Be
Yeah.
Alone Again always feels super nostalgic for me, just because like that we've recorded that song for a long time, and I don't know. Like we put out that song before Trump was elected, and it was very much like about.
It was like that was our only diss track. If we
Yeah.
had a diss track, that
That's
was
a
our diss
good
track.
one to do.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's just that one's like nostalgic.
Yeah.
That reminds you of a different time.
That entire album for sure. Like Micah and I were having this conversation last night about how like when Micah wasn't in the band when Charlie and I wrote Bristlecone Man, but he did the drum tracks for it. But we were talking about how it's really cool that Charlie and I were writing and recording our songs at that point in our lives because we were still in high school. So it was like a very like tender, like very like angsty period for us. And it's kind of cool to like have those like products of that time to like go back to and listen to. And I don't really critique it anymore just because it was so long ago. So I can just like listen to it and be like, wow, like it's like a home video in a weird way, you know?
Yeah. And it's nice that they're good and that they're not like terrible. Because if I had written music when I was in high school, it would be like so angsty and terrible. And I would have like burned every copy of them.
There was one album we did that too.
Really?
There's a secret album.
We
There's
have
an album
we have a couple
before.
that just suck. That like
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
Freshman,
you should
sophomore
like
year.
release it on like an anniversary or something.
I'll say this: there's on SoundCloud. There's 3 remastered versions of songs from that album, but that's it. Like, and I think we wiped that from the internet.
Halloween is coming up. Do you guys have any ideas for costumes?
I'm Rocky. I'm going as Rocky.
That's fun.
Yeah,
I'm going to be Ivan Drago, who Rocky fights in Rocky 4.
Are you guys gonna fight each other?
Yeah.
That'll be good. Record it.
Yeah.
Live stream.
I kind of just want to be like Michael Cera, I guess.
Ooh.
weird
Michael
How
wants
do
to
you
be.
do that though?
Yeah, what
I
do
feel
you
like
do?
just this.
What? That's like
No.
You just gotta be
cheating,
so
though.
awkward.
Yeah, just like awkward. I don't know.
So
Do you have any corduroy pants?
No.
yeah, you can
'Cause that's,
borrow,
like,
you can borrow
unfortunately-
these ones, dude.
True. They wouldn't fit me.
Mikey doesn't skip
okay.
leg
It's all
day.
You don't know, they could be like the sisterhood of the traveling pants
just
that
magically
fit
fit all of us.
everyone.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe later.
Those are nice pants though.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Good recovery.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is my last question. I feel like it tells a lot about like what kind of person you are depending on your answer. Would you rather take an all expenses paid trip around the world for a year or spend one day on the moon?
One day on the moon.
Really? Why?
I just really like space. But also, I mean, I honestly don't think it's like much deeper than that. I just think like what other chance would I get to go to space, I guess, you know? Or just like have that like would I be alone on the moon? Cuz that's like
I don't know. Maybe you can bring like one
Plus
friend.
well no, I kind of want to be alone, I think.
Oh, there you go. Then you can reject the plus one.
Yeah. I don't know.
What
I think
would you
that'd
do
just
up there though? Like that's the part I don't get.
maybe just like look at the earth,
Okay.
Cry.
Oh.
cry, yeah.
Yeah.
Or just
I
like
would just cry.
explore and like jump around. No gravity. Well, yeah. Yeah. I don't
I feel like going to the moon would be like it's like going to a water park. Like it'd be fun for the first like 2 hours. Then you're like, all right, this is it. Just like the moon, just like a bunch of rocks, nice view. If you traveled Earth, you get like a lot of variety.
That's my thing. Is
You
like,
want to see it all before you die. You know, you just and like that's the opportunity.
and like
but also
all
be cool just
expenses
to
paid.
Yeah, but I
crazy.
feel
If
like
I
I
could
would be
say
like
it's-
really contemplative on the moon, just like looking at the entire Earth. I don't know. I mean, it depends on where you are on the moon, I guess. Yeah, I guess you probably couldn't see the Earth. I don't know.
Well,
Could you?
I would go to the moon. I would do the moon. Yeah. 'Cause I mean, I feel like it would be cheaper to I feel like going to the moon would be way more expensive than an all expenses paid.
But we can make a
Trip.
world tour out of that. If we traveled the Earth, had all expenses paid, we just book some shows along the way.
Yeah.
That
But like that would kind of ruin it. Like I would like no
Yeah.
offense, but
No, that'd be tough. World tour.
moon
I just
tour.
really like the moon.
That's a good answer. I worked with a guy. He thought that the moon didn't exist. Like straight up, he was like this crazy conspiracy theorist.
I might be willing to like
Get on
give some
board with
credence to
that.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that
That
I
it
think,
doesn't exist.
I'm down for a good conspiracy theory.
I mean, I think
Yeah.
I think the moon is cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cheese.
Yeah, I think it's
Well,
cheese.
you won't know until you go there.
Right, yeah.
So yeah, just go up there and just like take a big bite.
Right,
See what
exactly.
happens.
All by
Yeah.
yourself.
All by
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, do you guys have anything else to add?
Thank you so much for having us.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's what
Thank you.
I would add.
Thank you guys for being here. It was super fun. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So that was the Brazen Youth. Thank you guys so much again for interviewing and sitting down with me. They're currently playing shows across the U.S. and released an EP in September called 15 Billion Eyes. To close out the show, I'm going to play another song from that new EP. It is called Though You Gleam, and it is beautiful, so I hope you all enjoy.
I'll wait for you inside a shaking